What is the biggest mistake that people make with their launch monitor? What could they do that would save them the most strokes, give them the most bang for their buck with their technology, but they never do it? It's really simple. They need to wedge gap with their yardages. This is what pros do so well that everybody can do. It doesn't require a ton of physical strength, any of that. We just need to learn how far we hit the golf ball. Now, the big reason that people don't do this, or they might do it, but they don't apply it to the golf courses, they don't have a system for coming up with how to use their yardages that they get from the monitor out on the golf course. So I'm going to show you two systems here that you need to have, and we work on this all the time with any of our competitive players, and I do it myself because you need to just be able to hit your yardages with your wedges. I've got my 4 wedges here. I'm going to show you the first system here, which is what we would call the clock system. So here's what we would do. I've got my 60-degree wedge here. Okay, and again, you would do this with all of your wedges, but all you're thinking about is, I'm going to hit shots, and I don't have a specific yardage in mind. I have a swing length in mind. So what I'm going to do is bring this club back. My lead arm is going to be parallel to the ground, and that's what I'm going to call 9 o'clock on a clock face. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring it back and then go through at just a comfortable pace going through the shot. And what I'll do is hit it, get my yardage, carry yardage, that's what I want. And then I'm going to hit a few of these, so 57 yards. I would hit a few of these and say, all right, hey, that is my 9 o'clock swing distance. Then what I'll do is I will come up with a couple different yardages. So you might do and say, hey, I want 3 different distances. So I have 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then 11 o'clock. You can do that, or you could add in 8 o'clock as you go, and then hit 5 with each. Write down the average distance, switch your club, do it again. Do it with all of your wedges as you go through. So for example, if I were to switch, I've got my 55-degree wedge now. Let's just see what our 9 o'clock swing would be there. 9 o'clock through. It doesn't have to be a full follow through if you don't want it to be. I typically don't follow through full with wedges. That one went 72 in the air. And what you'll have is you're going to have a bunch of distances written down that you can then refer to on the golf course. Now, one thing you might say, well, Scott, you're saying you're going to 9 o'clock, but your swing isn't actually there. That doesn't matter. It's all a feel of what you want when you go out to the golf course. And then I can actually keep practicing that and keep dialing in, hey, this is my 9 o'clock swing, it goes this distance. This is my 10 o'clock swing, it goes this distance. That is what we need to do and be ready. So when we get on the golf course, this will help us when we get in trouble off the tee, we have to punch out, then we have to hit a wedge on the green, or we hit a great drive, or we hit 2 good shots on a par 5, and now we have a chance to score. This is where we can actually do damage. It's not going to be that hybrid or 5-wood that you have from long range that's actually going to make a difference in your score. These are the shots that are going to do that. Now, if you're not a clock system person, that I'm actually not, the way that you would do this, if you don't like that, is I usually a body part system. So essentially what I think about is I take all my wedges and I think of hip high, rib cage high, shoulder high, and then full swing. Whatever reason, I just like that. That's just how I operate. So you're doing essentially the same thing, but if I say, hey, I'm going to make a belt high swing, there that is, hit the shot, get my yardage as we go through looking at this. So my belt high 55-degree is 69 yards in the air. So pretty close to what my 9 o'clock swing was. Now, again, it's going to look like, hey, you're going to say, Scott, no, you didn't go belt high. That doesn't matter. It's all about what you feel as you go through to do this. But you need to have a system. And what I would recommend is you write these down and say, all right, hey, these are the yardages that I have. Now, once you do that, now it's time to tighten them up. Try to say, all right, hey, every time I hit a 9 o'clock or a belt high shot, I'm trying to land at that distance that I always know it goes, and see how close you can get everything to be to that distance. That is the next step. And if you do this, you will really, really, really take your game to the next level. So I highly recommend, this is the best thing you can do. And honestly, if you were thinking about your investment in your launch monitor to earning the most strokes off your game, this is easily going to be the one that does it, okay? This will be the one that does it. This is what we see pros do. If you ever wonder what pros are doing with launch monitors on the range, on the course, they are literally dialing in those distances. When they make a swing that goes this far, how far does the ball go? And it's especially important for them because they're always traveling and they're in different environments that they need that to be the case, okay? Which you can do with the flight scope and most of the launch monitors nowadays. So if you have any questions about it, please let me know. Again, we'll have more content like this video up here. Make sure you check this out. And also, we'll see you in the next video. Click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And thanks for watching. Peace.